Yes, we are live now. Good evening, everyone. I am Harshit Kumar, and today we are going to continue dealing with the topic transformation of speech from direct to indirect speech. Last day, we discussed how to identify whether a sentence is direct speech or indirect speech. For example, he said, I eat rice. I eat rice. So this sentence is in direct speech because the exact words of the speaker are indicated. Now, the second sentence, when we transform this sentence to indirect speech, it would be, he said that he ate rice. The first rule, the first rule that we discussed is while transforming direct speech into indirect speech, yes, never ever change the tense of the reporting verb, right? That's the first rule. While transforming from direct speech to indirect speech, never ever change the tense of the reporting verb. This is the first rule. Rule number 2 says if the tense of the reporting verb is present tense or future tense. If the tense of the reporting verb is present tense or future tense, the tense of the reported speech will not change. That's the second rule. What's the second rule? The second rule says that if the tense of the reporting verb is present tense or future tense, the tense of the reported speech will not change. We went across some examples like he says, I go to the market. In this sentence, the reporting verb is in which tense?
Simple present.
Simple present tense.
Simple present tense. So while transforming from direct to indirect speech, we will not change the tense of the reported speech sentence. As you can see, the tense of the reported speech is simple present tense. I go to the market. It does not change because the tense of the reporting verb is present tense. He says that he goes to the market is the indirect speech sentence. Now, it's very easy to understand. It's very easy to understand that when the tense of the reporting verb is present tense, we should not make any change in the tense of the sentence. What in the case of future tense? This is where we left yesterday. He will say, I go to the market. In this sentence, the tense of the reporting verb is future tense, simple future tense. When we transform it from direct speech to indirect speech, we again do not change the tense of the reported speech. That is, I go to the market, that is the reported speech in present tense, simple present tense, remains in simple present tense. He will say that he goes to the market. It doesn't change to he will go to the market. And yesterday's class ended up with the big question, why does it happen so? Have you found out the reason? Have you tried to find out the reason? Raise your hand. Come on, quick. Is there anyone who will tell me why do we not change the tense of the sentence when the reported speech when the tense of the reporting verb is future tense? Okay. Now, I'll answer the question. See, in case of when the reporting verb was in past tense, for example, in this sentence, he said, I can fly. In this sentence, we can very well imagine that when we transform it from direct speech to indirect speech, the reported speech should be taken to one step back in the past. should be taken towards the past, right? But in case of future tense, when the reported speech is in future tense, we do not know whether the sentence I go to the market will be transformed to present tense, past tense, or still remain in the future tense. I'll repeat this statement. This statement is very confusing. Do you remember the dance of the tenses?
Yes, sir.
Okay. In the dance of the tenses, Palak, Devrat, Pooja, Kavya, Aditi, in the dance of the tenses, we assumed that this side of our nose, of our face, is the future tense. Now, imagine when you say, he will say, I go to the market. Now, I want to, um, wait, okay, I want to pin myself so that you can see my face now. Right, are you able to see me?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
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 Yes,
Now,
sir.
when we talk about future tense, right, this side of my face is the future tense according to the dance of the tenses as we learned. So when we see, he will say, I go to the market, when will this sentence be said? In future, right? Somewhere in the future he will say that I go to the market. Or what's the sentence that we take? He will say, I go to the market. Yes, in this sentence the sentence will be said sometimes in future. Now when we transform it from direct speech to indirect speech, we never know whether the sentence will move towards the future, or what will happen if a sentence is moved to the future of future. ये बताओ. Suppose I say, he will say, I go to the market. कल बोला. We speak this sentence tomorrow maybe. So according to the rule which applies, it should move to future. Yes or no? Guys, you may say no. You may say no. Actually, I am telling you the wrong idea. That's why you should say no. Sir, it doesn't make any sense. Does it make any sense? When I say he will say, comma, double quotes, I go to the market. When we transform from direct speech to indirect speech, should
No,
it
sir.
should it move to more future? कोई सेंस
No,
है इस
sir.
बात की?
No,
No.
sir.
No, sir.
So you should say no, sir. I don't understand your explanation. I do not agree with it. You should say that. Okay. Now let's try to take it to the past. Maybe he will say, he goes to the market, I go to the market. When you change it from direct speech to indirect speech, you try to pull it to the past, from future to the past. Okay. When I say, he will say, I go to the market, when this future tense refers to, maybe 1 hour later, maybe 100 years later, maybe 2 minutes later. है ना? Everything is future. 2 minutes after now is future. 2 hours after now is future. 2 million years after now is also future. Now, when we try to bring the direct speech to indirect speech and try to bring it to the past, कितना past ले आ सकते हो तुम उसको?
Sir, we cannot bring.
We cannot bring, yeah, we cannot predict. Maybe um, past for one day in future will be say today at around 9 p.m. वो तो still future, right? I'll repeat my statement. Future tense, if we consider a time in future, say tomorrow 9 p.m. Tomorrow 9 p.m. Is it future? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
उसके पहले का एक past time सारे बोलो तो. Tell me one past time for 9 p.m. tomorrow. Tell me anytime.
8.
8 what? PM, AM. Be specific.
8
Tomorrow, today,
p.m.
whatever.
Tomorrow
8
8 p.m.
p.m.
PM.
Tomorrow 8 p.m. Okay. What else?
Today 6:15 p.m.
Today is 6:15. Now is 6:16. So okay. Today is 6:15. So is it past?
Yes, sir.
Is it past? Today 6:15 is past. Okay. Tomorrow 8 p.m. is future. Chalo, now is the time 8:16. Today 8:16. Is it past for that future reference point of time 9 p.m. tomorrow?
Yes, sir.
Palak, yes or no? Right. So we cannot predict when the time will come. So जिस चीज को predict नहीं कर सकते हैं, the thing which we cannot predict, better leave that in the state whatever it is. Aji?
Yes, sir.
Do we understand this? If we do not know when the time will be, whether it is past, present or future, तो उसको छेड़ने से कोई फायदा? Would you like to disturb that tense when you don't know when the tense will be? What tense will it be in?
No, sir.
No, sir.
उसको छोड़ देते हैं. That is why. Do we agree on this? That we cannot predict the time when we talk about the reporting verb in future tense. If the reporting verb is in future tense, we cannot predict when the time will come,
Yes,
right?
sir.
Whether it is past tense, future tense or present tense.
Yes.
Any doubts so far? Any questions in this explanation? है कि नहीं? बोलो. So
No,
that is why we say that when the reporting verb is in future tense, while transforming from direct speech to indirect speech, there is no change in the tense of the reported speech. Clear hai ye rule? So that is rule number 2. We revised rule number 2 and I hope that I am able to make you clear rule number 2. If the tense of the reporting verb is present tense or future tense, the tense of the reported speech will not change. Mind it. कभी change नहीं होगा अगर the tense of the reporting verb is in present tense or future tense. This is rule number 2. Shall we deal with more examples on this?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Sure. All right, tell me. You are saying, comma, double quotes, this watercolor is not good. Full stop, double quotes end. Transform this sentence into indirect speech. What is the tense of the reporting verb here?
Present continuous.
Present continuous. So present hai bhai. So you are saying, first rule, what is the first rule? Never ever change the tense of the reporting verb, right? That's rule number 1. You are saying, what is he saying? That, kaun sa watercolor bhai? Ye wala. This watercolor is not Good. Clear hai bhai? Any confusion on this one?
Yes, sir.
No, sir.
Yes, sir.
No, sir.
Okay, Aditi, you have a confusion. Ask your question. You're saying who has a confusion? Raise your hand.
Sir, you,
Acha bolo. Aditi, go ahead.
sir, you tell black or not anything.
That means your network is not clear.
Maybe, sir.
Maybe nahi. Exactly. Everyone else is able to see. I'm able to see my presentation from other mobile. So my network is very fine. Please check your network.
Sir,
Okay.
I also
You're
see very
saying,
fine.
yeah. Do you have a question?
No, sir.
Okay. You're saying this watercolor is not good. Okay. Ram will say, comma, double quotes, come to my house. चलो, full stop, double quotes है. इसको transform कीजिए. Guys, are you able to see my screen moving or is it frozen?
So it's moving. Sir, may I answer?
Yes, please, go ahead.
Ram will say to come to his house.
Okay. Okay. Ram, wait a minute. Let me refresh. I think there's a problem. Next doubt. Very good. Bolo, bolo. Pooja,
Ram
go
will
ahead.
come to his house.
Acha. Wait. Let me just reconnect. Come on. Why is it taking so long? That नहीं लगेगा यहाँ पे. First of all. I'm trying to reconnect. Join now. Okay, the question is Ram will say, come to my house. People are saying the indirect speech sentence will be Ram will say, never ever change the tense of the reporting verb. Acha, first of all, that या नहीं लगेगा. What did Ram say? To dash to his house. अब his तो है पक्का है, my नहीं होगा. क्यों? राम का घर है भाई. It says Ram's house. So when we transform it from direct to indirect, the right pronoun will be his house. Okay, now next question is whether it will be come or go. Whether it will be come or go. My question is, check karo, think. My question is, will it be this one? Ram will say to come to his house, or will it be कौन सा होगा भाई? Ram will say to go to his. बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है, बहुत माइन्यूट मार्क है.
The first
Ram
one.
will say to go to his house.
Sir, come to his house.
Sir, come, sir.
Reason? अच्छा
So
चलो.
because he is telling that to come to his house, not go.
अच्छा. Ram will say, "Come to my house." चलो. Now, are you able to see my face now?
Yes,
Yes,
Sir.
sir.
Yes,
Well, when you say Ram will say, "Come to my house," maybe at that time Ram is in Japan. When Ram will say, "Come to my house," maybe at that time you and Ram both are in Japan. Now, where is Ram's house? India. इंडिया में घर है. उस टाइम कहाँ है राम?
Japan.
जापान. हाँ जी.
Yes, sir.
Right. And when Ram is inviting you to his house, when Ram is inviting you in his house, is it in now or is it in future?
The future.
Ram
the future.
future में invite हो रहा है.
Yes, sir.
So when we transform from direct speech to indirect speech, this sentence, the entire sentence, Ram will say to come to his house. कब बोला गया? अभी बोला गया पूरा sentence. Ram will say come to the house. When is the sentence said? The entire sentence. Now or in future? कब बोला गया? Ram will say
future.
to come to his house.
Future.
अभी बोल रहा हूँ ना भाई.
Sir, now,
We're
sir,
saying
right
this
now.
now. The entire sentence is being reported now. Ram will say to dash to his house. कब बोला गया?
Sir, abhi. Present.
अभी बोला गया. Now you are saying this now. Ram will say to come to his house. You are saying this entire sentence now. You are reporting this entire thing now at present. But for present, that is future. The
Sir.
invitation is future. दूर में है तो कम लगेगा या गो लगेगा? गो लगेगा.
Go.
Now, you might be confused at this point because this is a very rare example that I am using here. Have you ever read, when you read transformation from direct speech to indirect speech, have you ever read that this changes to that, today changes to that day, come changes to go?
Yes, sir.
हाँ जी. तो ये rule, when this rule will work and when it will not, it depends on logic. It depends on logic. So since the invitation is in future tense, since the invitation is in future tense, we will say go to his house. Ram will say to go to his house.
Sir,
Yes, question.
they both are not in Japan and they both are in one school only. So then it will be also that Ram will say to
I don't know. I don't know whether what is the location, but I know the tense, right?
Yes, sir.
Right. I know the tense. कहाँ है वो? Future में है. When is the invitation being given to you? In invitation. When is the invitation said? When does Ram say come to my house? अभी बोला, पहले बोला था या बाद में बोला?
Sir, present. Abhi.
Future में बोला भाई. Ram will say come to my house. When did the invitation come? Future में आएगा, right? But the sentence, the entire sentence, Ram will say, or Ram will say, come to my house, is being said now. कब लिखा ये sentence? When did you write this sentence? Or when did you read this sentence? When did you say the entire sentence? Ram will say से लेके full stop double quotes end तक कब बोला?
Sir, right
Present.
now.
Sir,
अभी
present.
बोला, right now. At present you said this. So for present tense, the invitation is in future. So it will not be come, it will be go. Now I will show you another example that will make it clear. Ram will say come to sorry take this sorry take this to my house. Why is it not typing? Take this to my house tomorrow. Full stop, double quotes. When are you say when will Ram say this? When will Ram say take this to my house tomorrow? कब बोलेगा?
Sir, in future.
Future.
In future. In future. But the entire sentence, Ram will say take this to my house. When is it this? When is this being said?
Sir, tomorrow.
अभी बोलेगा अभी. The entire sentence is being said now, right? Ram will say से लेके double quotes end तक. When are you saying this sentence?
In the present.
Now.
Present.
Abhi, you're saying this now. So Ram will say, take this to my house tomorrow. Oh, I'm facing some technical difficulties while typing. Ram will say, take this to my house tomorrow. Will transform into. Wait, man. I'm presenting my screen again. Let me know once you're able to see. Ram will say, take this to my house tomorrow. Will transform into Ram will say. क्या बोलेगा? What will Ram say? To take,
Take to house.
to take,
That.
अच्छा, this or that.
So that.
Sir,
Sir,
that.
this will become that.
अच्छा, to take that. Agree with it? Why? Because it is said in future. Future में बोलेगा, right? So
Yeah.
Ram will say to take that to whose house?
To
His.
his.
His house.
So
Achha.
tomorrow will become
For future, do you know what is the which day will be tomorrow?
No.
so day after.
Why? Why day after? Why not tomorrow? Chalo, let's understand this simple concept here itself.
So because
Why not tomorrow? Why we will use it the next day or the day after?
So because it is in
Pooja.
future, it can also be the day after tomorrow, the day after tomorrow.
Okay, good. Gautam,
the same answer.
same answer. Okay. For the people who are not able to understand this or maybe are new to this, see, Ram will say, take this to my house tomorrow. Maybe this sentence is said on a Tuesday. What will be the tomorrow for Tuesday?
Wednesday.
Wednesday.
Thursday.
Wednesday.
Tomorrow will
Okay. Wait, Tuesday के बाद Wednesday आ रहा है. Thursday कौन बोला? Okay.
tomorrow
All
will
right.
it can be any tomorrow.
All right. So maybe he will say the sentence on a Sunday. What will be the day tomorrow or the day after?
The Monday.
On Monday.
Monday. So it is very much understood that we cannot predict which day will tomorrow be.
Yes, sir.
Right? We cannot predict that in case of future tense. So
So that's why.
Ram will say to take that to his house the next day.
And the day after.
Okay, the next day, the day after, the following day, there are other things that we can use.
Yes, sir.
है ना?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now people. Now cross question. What will happen to this sentence? Ram says. Ram says. Oh my God, what's happening to my laptop? I need to buy one new. Buy a new. Ram says, comma double quotes. Take this to Pooja, mute karo bhai. If you're not using Gautam, mute karo please.
The screen is not working.
Is it?
Yes, sir. That's why I
Yes,
unmuted.
please.
Okay.
His screen was stopped.
Yes, sir.
Trying to reconnect. I hope it is connected now.
Yes.
Ram says, take this to my house tomorrow.
So Ram says. So Ram says to take this to my house. So take to this to his house.
If you type your answer in the chat box, it will be more clear, right? Ram says, take this to my house tomorrow. Full stop, double quotes end. When you change this sentence to indirect speech, Ram says to take that to his house. Okay, everybody is writing that to his house.
So we use this only.
Hmm. चलो, let's understand this. क्या लगेगा यहाँ पे? Is everybody able to understand what's the question?
Yes, sir.
Ram says, let's transform this sentence to indirect speech. Ram says, Ram says, to, यहाँ पे that नहीं लगेगा, to लगेगा, it's an imperative sentence. Ram says to
Take this.
take, अच्छा, this या that?
So this.
That.
So this, sir.
Yeah, this.
Let's understand. Let's not fight. Let's understand. There is a confusion between this and that. Ram says to take this or that to his house today or tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
देख लेते today or tomorrow. Let's understand this with logic. Do you have the question in your hand? The question says, Ram says, take this to my house tomorrow. When is the sentence said? कब बोला गया भाई?
The present.
Signed present tense.
अभी बोला गया.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now I will show you my face. Let's understand this. Are you able to see me? Okay. Now, for today, present tense. कब है present tense भाई? आज है? Is the present tense right now?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now, if I say, if Ram says, take this to my house tomorrow. When is the sentence said? Now?
Yes, sir.
Abhi bole? The sentence is said? Abhi. Now. So, for this, take this to my house tomorrow. Acha, this, does it remain this or does it move far away from me? ये तो मेरे सामने है ना भाई.
Yes, sir.
It's in front of me. I'm saying, Ram is saying, Ram says, take this to my house tomorrow. So, Ram says to take this to his house. Ram says, take this to his house. अच्छा, अब tomorrow लगेगा या the next day लगेगा?
So tomorrow.
Next day.
Sir, tomorrow.
Okay, there is a confusion. Tomorrow या next day. In present tense. कब बोला भाई? अभी बोला.
Yes, sir.
Right now. For today, for now. When is tomorrow, Pooja?
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
कभी बदलेगा?
Sir, we use rule 2
What
here.
day is it? What day is today? What day is today?
Sir, Wednesday.
Wednesday.
Today is Wednesday, not Wednesday. Wednesday. Today is Wednesday. For a Wednesday, tomorrow will always be Thursday.
Yes,
कल ही ना
sir.
आएगा, परसों थोड़ी आ जाएगा. In case of present tense, that's a tricky one. In case of present tense, it's a tricky one. When the reporting verb is in present tense,
We do not change the reported speech.
you do not change this into that, tomorrow into next day and all that stuff.
Yes, sir.
Clear so far?
Yes, sir.
Sir.
Yes, sir.
Sure.
The next question.
Yes, Gautam, question?
Sir, next question.
Next question. Next question. Wait. Next question की बात हो रही है. चलो. चलो. So, rule number 3 लिखो आप. Rule number 3. Rule number 3. Acha, when rule number 2 says that do not change the tense of the sentence, do not change the tense of the reporting verb, the reported speech, if the reporting verb is in present tense or future tense. So indirectly, rule number 3 will say that the tense of the reporting verb, the tense of the reported speech
Will change in
will
past.
change
In past.
only when
The reporting verb in past.
reporting verb is in past.
Past.
लिख लो भाई. The tense of the reported speech will change only when the reporting verb is in कौन सा tense? Past. अच्छा. And the confusion which we were discussing so far, this hoga, that hoga, and all that stuff. Rule number 4. Rule number 4. We have just discussed that rule. यहाँ पे this लगेगा, that लगेगा. Right.
Sir.
Rule number 4 says that this changes to that, this to that, comma, today to that day, right? Tomorrow to
Next day.
next day, the next day,
Or
yesterday
previous day.
to the previous day.
Many more.
अच्छा, कब चेंज करेंगे? Only when the reporting verb is not in present tense.
When it is in future tense.
Only when the reporting verb is not in present tense. तब not in present tense मतलब क्या होगा? reporting verb या तो past tense में होगा or it will be future tense. Rule number 4 says that this changes to that, today's changes to that day, that day, tomorrow changes to the next day, yesterday changes to the previous day. All these things happen only when the reporting verb is in which tense, bhai?
The, the past tense or
Past
present?
and future
The
tense.
past or future.
Past tense or future tense. Do you agree on this?
Yes, sir.
Is there any question? Palak, Devrat, Pooja, Kavya, koi question? Gautam, Aditi,
No, sir.
So,
मेरे प्यारे बच्चों, कोई क्वेश्चन हो तो पूछ लो भाई.
So,
Yes, Palak, question.
so Kavya,
अच्छा, okay, you're. चलो पूछो. What's your question?
when we use this and when we use that.
When to use this and when to use that. This will change to that only if the reporting verb is not in present.
Yes, sir.
Not in present tense. कब होगा? या तो फ्यूचर में होगा नहीं तो पास्ट में होगा. सीधी सी बात है. चलो इसको बहुत सिंपल तरीके से समझेंगे काव्या. We will try to understand in this in very simple terms. ये क्या है? वाटर कलर का बॉक्स दिख रहा है
Yes.
सबको?
Yes, sir.
yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. You are able to see this now. Present tense में मेरे सामने है. Right? It's in front of me. I can touch this.
So why we
Now,
why we write this into that?
वही question बता रहे हैं. That's the question people are asking. That's the question people are asking. Let me explain that. Okay. Now, when this is in front of me, कब है in front of me? When is it in front of me? Now, अभी present tense, है ना?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes,
Now, if this moves to future, अब क्या मेरे सामने है ये?
No.
No,
Is this in
sir.
front of me right now?
no,
It's in future. Future में बोलेंगे, right? Take this. He will say, take this. Something in future. Take this to my house tomorrow.
Take that.
He will say to take that to his house next
Yes,
day.
sir.
अब तो दूर चला गया ना भाई. We do not have the item in front of me right now. We cannot say that take this to my house. When we transform it from direct speech to indirect speech, that move to future.
Yes, sir.
मेरे सामने तो है नहीं वो तो फ्यूचर में चला गया. अच्छा, let's talk about past. He said, comma double quotes, take this to my house tomorrow.
So what's up? Please repeat.
That to
He said, let's look at this sentence. He said, why is it writing in capital letters? He said, comma double quotes, comma double quotes, take this to my house tomorrow.
may I?
Full stop, double quotes, sir.
sir, it's for ball.
When you say this sentence, he said, take this to my house tomorrow. He said this when? कब बोला? Past में बोला भाई. अभी you told he said कब बोला भाई? Past में बोला. He said take this to my house tomorrow. The exact words of the speaker क्या थे? Take this to my house tomorrow. When you report this sentence, when are you reporting it? Now, he said to take.
Sir,
वो कहाँ था?
the past.
Where is the sentence? Where is the object which we were talking about? This past में. Maybe that thing is not with me right now. So what will we use? This or that?
That.
The dad. That.
So
Take
means
that
when we
to
Use this.
His house.
take that to his house. अब tomorrow होगा या next day होगा?
Sir, the next day.
The previous.
Sir, the next day.
Tomorrow ना भाई, तो tomorrow को आप previous day कैसे बोल सकते हो?
Sir,
Next day. Yesterday को last previous day बोलोगे, tomorrow को तो next day बोलोगे ना भाई?
yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Sir.
Tomorrow, when it is tomorrow, you can't say the previous day. You will have to say the next day.
Yes, sir.
अब पास्ट में ऐसा थोड़ी होता है कि पूरा नंबर लाइन ही उलट जाता है, पूरा पास्ट ही उलट जाता है. कभी ऐसा देखा है कि वेंसडे से बाद में ट्यूसडे आता है?
No, sir.
मतलब उसी वीक का?
Yes, sir.
have you ever seen? It has never been like that, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, Gautam, question.
Nothing question.
Chalo. So the answer will be he said
Sir,
to. नहीं, that नहीं लगेगा यहाँ पे. This is an imperative sentence. बच्चा remember करो. In take this to my house tomorrow. Is this an imperative sentence? Yes or no?
yes, sir.
Yes.
For imperative sentence, we don't use that.
Okay, sir.
Remember, in active and passive voice, I gave you a shortcut. He requested to. क्या request किया भाई? You are requested to dash. So the same trick will be applying here.
Okay, sir.
He said to
Take
take that to his house
tomorrow. Day.
the next day, beta.
Yes, sir. The next day.
Yes, sir. Next.
Said है ना?
Yes,
What
sir.
is the reporting verb in
Said.
tense? So next day लगेगा. Clear है?
Yes, sir.
Any questions so far?
No, sir.
Have you made notes on this?
Yes, sir.
किसने लिखा है, किसने नहीं लिखा है, वो बताओ.
Sir, I have written.
Sir, I have also written.
Sir, I
also
written.
Sir, I have written.
Very good. Any questions, please do ask. Try applying some questions. Okay, now we will play a rapid fire. ठीक है, एक rapid fire खेलेंगे. Ask me a sentence in the chat box. Sorry, what's going on here? In the chat box, you will ask me the questions. I will transform this. Okay, ready? I will show you the chat box as well. Are you able to see the chat box? Let's rapid fire. Okay, now I will ask the question, you will reply. Okay, is it okay? In the chat box itself.
Yes, sir.
थोड़ा सोच के जवाब देना. It's not necessary that you give the answer quickly, but you have to give the answer. You have to reply quickly and correctly. ठीक है? Both. All right. Rajiv says, comma, double quotes, in India. Sorry. Rajiv says, I killed a mosquito. Full stop, double quotes end. Chalo batao. Rajiv says, I killed a mosquito. Answer. Rajiv says that. अच्छा, कौन kill किया mosquito? Did I kill the mosquito or did Rajiv kill the mosquito, बच्चा? Pooja.
Sir, he.
Rajiv says that he killed a mosquito. Chalo. Okay, Adya. All right, next. Rajni said, comma, double quotes, the bottle is empty. Full stop, double quotes end. Rajni said, comma, double quotes, the bottle is empty. बेटा जल्दी जल्दी में गड़बड़ हो रहा है पूजा. What is the tense of the reporting verb? What is the tense of the reporting verb?
Past.
तो tomorrow we will discuss which tense will change. ठीक है. Rajni said that the bottle was empty. Okay, next question. Rahul had said the bottle is empty. Full stop, double quotes, end. Rahul had said the bottle is empty. Chalo. Rahul had said that the bottle was empty. Okay. All right. Now, next question. Rahul says the bottle is okay. Nahi. This bottle is empty. Full stop, double quotes, end. Rahul says this bottle is empty. Very good, Adya. Aditi, Rahul had said that the bottle. Late आ रहा है Aditi. चलो, Rahul say नहीं होगा Gautam. Rahul says that this bottle is empty. Okay, now Rahul says that this bottle is empty. Beta, what did I say? This will change to that only when the reporting verb is not in present tense. अब तो यहाँ तो present tense में है ना नारायण.
So present or future both?
Wait. I'm talking about this. The word this changes to that. Tomorrow changes to the next day. Yesterday changes to the previous day. वो कब होगा? Riya, the question stands, when will this change? I'm not talking about the tense right now. I'm talking about this, tomorrow, yesterday, and all that stuff.
Yes, sir.
This will change to that. Tomorrow will change to the next day. Yesterday will change to the previous day, etc. When the reporting verb is not in present tense.
Yes, sir.
तो उसको अब सीधे टर्मों में बोला जाए तो कब होगा? When will it change? When the reporting verb is in past tense or future tense. है ना? थोड़ा कंफ्यूजिंग है, इसलिए नोट्स बना के लिखना अच्छे से और प्रैक्टिस करो. Rahul says that this bottle is empty. Okay. Rahul said, comma, double quotes. Aditya Ranjan. Rahul said, comma, double quotes. This bottle is empty. Full stop, double quotes, end. Rahul said, कहाँ गया भाई? Rahul said that this bottle is empty. गलती हो रहा है भाई सबका. अच्छा, राहुल बोला, क्या बोला भाई? Rahul said that. अब ये this now क्या बोला उसके लिए पहला that लगा. We use the first that for what is spoken. The next that is the transformation of this to that. Rahul said that bottle was empty. Full stop, double quotes. ये कर. Rahul said that bottle was empty. कौन सा बॉटल भैया? वो वाला. Any questions? Yeah, and don't be confused. We can use that two times. The first that is for what was said. The second that is for the bottle. Huh? Yes, we can use two times Tata or that. Yes, Gautam, correct. So don't be hesitant to use that. Follow the rules. Everything will be fine.
So the
Now,
second that which we had used, it should be in
that
capital or small letter.
small letters, bacha. You don't use capital letters in the middle of a sentence. Now I'm showing the sentence. Rahul
No, it was
said,
really weird.
comma, double quotes. Now mark the spelling of said, S-A-I-D. Don't write S-A-Y-E-D. Say, said. And don't pronounce it in that way as well. Rahul said, this bottle is empty. Full stop, double quotes, end. It will change to Rahul said that. क्या बोला भाई? This changes to that here, right? That bottle was empty. Full stop, double quotes, end. Now, the homework for today is to make notes on the entire discussion so far. Make sure you write the correct date and all that stuff, right? This video will be available to you on the required aforementioned platforms, right? So I don't think there will be any problem. With that, I say to you, bye-bye. We will again see you tomorrow. With that,
Bye,
have a good
sir.
day.
Bye, sir.
Bye,
Good day,
sir.
sir.
Bye.
Good night, sir.